Now that you understand a bit more about candlestick patterns, let's talk about bottoms. You can combine finding bottoms with specific candlestick patterns, and it'll just help you find an entry or exit that much better. But you gotta understand what a bottom is in the first place. So let me explain what exactly a bottom is. So, types of bottoms. There are various types of bottoms like double bottoms and triple bottoms. All bottoms are either some form of support or resistance. It depends on where price is in relation to the bottom. Bottoms are sometimes exact, but usually they aren't perfectly aligned. So this would be a double bottom because price bottomed out here, right, for the first time, then came back up and ended up coming back down to bottom again near the same area, right, near the same zone. So this would be an example of a double bottom. This on the right over here would be an example of a triple bottom. So this would be the first example of the first bottom. Then price moves up higher to make another bottom, which is almost, relatively the same as this previous bottom. Then price pushes up higher again, comes down once again to make another bottom, and this bottom is actually beneath both of the previous bottoms, right? But you see how right after that bottom was created, price came back up, created an inside candle. What happens with inside candles? You can either buy above it or you can short below it because it's a signal candle, which means you can probably enter either on the upside or the downside, depending on which way you think would be better. In this case, because this was a triple bottom and bottoms act as a form of support, right? This was support. So you see that price keeps bouncing off this area. You're like, all right, I think that price wants to go higher. It doesn't want to break beneath this. You get a bull candle, you buy above bull candle, especially a bull candle that's an inside candle of a previous candle, right? So this right here would be a good entry point and end up blasting off. So this is a triple bottom, double bottom. These are just examples of these, but I'll give you more examples right here. So this is the double bottom on a 5-minute chart. And this time frame spans over about a half a day. So up until this point right here, up until like this area, this is all after hours trading. And then this is all during the session when the market is open, like for regular stocks and everything like that. So you see prices moving down in this downtrend and bottoms out right here. At this bottom, you see how this candle, right? This was the bottom. What occurred right after that candle? An inside candle. Right? And you could have either bought above the inside candle or shorted below the inside candle. In this case, if you had bought above, which, and you could have, you would have made money. You would have made a good amount of money because from this point right here, which is around, we'll say 42,770 up to, we'll say right here. Let's say you got out right here. That's around 70 points. You can even push it up to right here. If you would have top ticked this, I don't think you would have been able to, but if you would have top ticked this, you would have made over 100 points. On this position right here, had you bought above that inside candle. That's why I said on the candlestick pattern video that these inside candles, they are golden. I'm telling you, they are amazing places to find entry points. Anyways, you see price pushes up from this bottom to eventually come down again and make another bottom. This line indicates the same area as the previous bottom. So price actually broke underneath the previous bottom, but it didn't close underneath the previous bottom. It just touched it and ended up going higher again. But once again, what happened after this bottom? Another inside candle. Yes, this candle is very, very, very slightly above this, but you can count it as an inside candle still because this low was higher than this low. So this is an inside candle. And what do you do on inside candles once again? You can either buy above it or short below it. In this case, because of the context of the chart, because of what happened to the left, all this hadn't happened yet. Because at this point, you're only seeing from here over. If you're only seeing from this point over at this point, you can see that there is support in this area. This line, I draw these lines in real life. Like I have these lines whenever I'm trading. So you see that price bounced off the line. If you see that price is making a support area right there, and it's a double bottom, and it's an inside candle, you know what I mean? You just act. And this is actually a good risk-reward ratio because had you bought above here, risking beneath this, that's maybe like 40 points, right? And if you wanted to do a 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio on this, you would have got that in like a candle, maybe 2 candles, right? Like 10 minutes, you would have executed a 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio if you were risking from buying above here to beneath this bottom. That's amazing, right? But this ended up going actually pretty higher. You could have ended up making like almost 300 points have you bought above here and you sold up in this area right here. Like you could have sold right here because that is the first bear bar after a huge move up. So, had you done that, had you bought right here and sold right here, then that's like like 250, almost 300 points, right? Like that is a great move. That is the goal, you know, for every day. That should be your goal, to make a move like this. But it goes back to bottoms. You see how the double bottom created the move. And you can even use this as a double bottom, and you can say that this is a triple bottom because this was a bottom here, and a bottom here. I just say that this is a double bottom because these points were closer, and yeah, I just say it as a double bottom, but you can say whatever type of bottom it is. Regardless, it's a bottom. And bottoms create support, and price can bounce off of support to go to higher prices. And that's exactly what occurred in this situation. But yes, this is an example of a double bottom on a 5-minute chart. Here's an example of another double bottom, but this is on an hourly chart. And there's multiple double bottoms on this one. So you got price moving in this direction, right? You got price moving, and it forms a bottom in this area right here. Price goes up higher, ends up coming lower to create a double bottom around the same area. It's not exactly the same, right? It's not an exact science of like this is the exact point where price is going to stop. But you see how price stalled in the same area as this previous bottom, which means price is forming a support. Price does not want to break beneath this area. And you see how we go up higher, we're trending. It even tried to break it again right here, right? It couldn't happen. It couldn't do it. Pushed up higher, and what ended up happening? Price ended up going higher. But this is an example where inside candles can be a bit tricky to use as an entry, because this is a double inside candle right here. This is a double inside candle pattern. You got this candle, which is inside of this candle, and this candle is inside of this candle. Had you tried to short underneath this candle, I mean, if you had done that, then you could have made 100 points. Right? So you could have made money on that, and that would have been a sizable gain. So you still could use the double inside candle pattern to like find an entry and make a good amount of money. You just would have had to act quick because this is an hour. So you only had an hour for price to be down in this area. But you see how because of the bottom, right, because of the support in this area, price didn't want to break beneath. Even though we had a fairly sizable move down, it found the bottom and it ended up bouncing off the bottom for support. And after the bounce occurred, what happens here? You get inside candles to create outside candles, and price ends up going higher. But what you can do is use these bottoms as the potential like end of your stop loss. So if you're in this area right here, if you're seeing this price action right here and you're like, all right, I'm trying to wait to enter, I see that this candle is an inside candle, this candle is an inside candle, price is trying to like, it's forming a triangle right now. Like this is a triangle. Price is trying to blast off. You just don't know which way it's going to blast off. But because of the bottoms that had occurred, if you were like, all right, I want to have a buy bias and I want to put my buy above here and I'm going to be risking off of here. From this point, which would be around what? We'll say 41,990 down to right here, which is around 41,850. So that's around 150 point stop loss that you would be, implementing for this trade. Had you done that and had you tried to take it up to at least this high, which is around 42,400, I mean, you would have made 400 points. You were risking 150, but you would have made 400. So, that's a great risk reward ratio. So that is a valid trade to take, especially after the inside candles that you had gotten and the outside candles that you've gotten. You can see that price is trying to move, right? So you just gotta act. You just gotta execute. And like I said, in this case, price ended up going higher, and we ended up making another double bottom later in the day. After this high that we made, price ended up going lower, create this bottom, pushes up a little higher for a couple more hours, drops again to make another bottom relatively in the same area. But you see how price doesn't want to break it. You see how price doesn't want to break beneath this bottom, like convincingly. It's breaking, but it's not closing underneath this bottom. So it's like, oh, I want to go higher. I don't want to go any lower. Because that's the case, you can buy above a bull bar after a double bottom, risking off the double bottom. There you go. You know what I mean? There's your trade. This is why bottoms are so important, and they create support. I got two things to mention real quick. Number one, I am releasing the full course that this video is a part of. The full candlestick price action trading course is on YouTube right now. It's over 18 hours of free trading game. There are so many golden nuggets in this course, you're not even going to believe that it's free. But I believe this information is so valuable and so helpful for everybody. I just want it out there, honestly. I truly feel like everybody has the potential to benefit off this information, because if you can read a chart, then you can profit off of it if you know how to read it with the candlesticks. And this information that I'm giving you guys, it can be used to trade on any sort of candlestick chart, right? Whether it's Apple's candlestick chart or Tesla's or gold's candlestick chart or Bitcoin's or XRP's or euro versus the dollar or British pound versus the dollar, other stock markets around the world. It doesn't matter. If there's a candlestick chart, you will have a severe edge in reading it. I truly believe that with dedicated time and practice, anybody can become successful in trading. Anybody, like a grandma can literally do it. It just takes a lot of time and effort to learn how to do it. But understanding candlestick price action will severely help your trading journey. It severely helped my trading journey. I literally learned it, and a month after I learned candlestick trading, I became profitable. I passed my first prop firm account. So that is how impactful this information is. And I'm giving it to you for free. A lot of it. The second thing I want to mention is I am releasing amazing workout programs. As I've told you guys before, I am a certified personal trainer and a certified nutrition coach, but I've also been going to school for personal training. And shout out to my instructor, Paul, because he's given me hella golden nuggets throughout my whole journey in school. Because of that journey, I now have workout programs that can positively benefit everybody. And I mean it. Like, let me explain. I have a full body muscle building program, aka a hypertrophy program. I have a fat loss program, so if you want to lose 20 pounds, you get on that program. I've got a core program that'll help you develop a six-pack like this. And I got a booty building program if you're trying to get your Kim K on. And they all incorporate a little bit of cardio because that's also very much needed in everybody's life as well. I'm also providing nutrition guides. I'm also providing recovery guides. And this is just the beginning. It's only going to grow from here. I already know how impactful it's going to be for other people because of how impactful it was for me. Because look at this picture of me from last summer and look at this picture of me from now. This progress was specifically from my muscle building and full body workout program. One of the beauties about working out and being active is it does not matter what age you are. You honestly have to do it. You need to be active. So anybody can work out with these programs. As long as you are medically cleared to work out, these programs have the tremendous potential to positively impact your life. And I'm so serious when I say this. The number one thing that you must always remember throughout both programs, whether it's the trading program or whether it's the workout programs, you must always believe in yourself and your abilities and your ability to achieve any outcome that you want, okay? Because you absolutely can, but it's going to take time, and you need to understand that it's going to take time. But if you dedicate the time, the effort, and the dedication to doing it, eventually it's going to happen. So don't stop. Do not give up on yourself. I believe in you. You got to believe in you too, okay? And you do it with this, and you do it with this. I believe. I want to end this video by letting you know that you are worth it. You are beautiful. You are absolutely everything that you want and need to be. It's already there. You already have it. You just have to realize it. That's really all it is. And always remember, regardless of what you look like, you are beautiful and you are created in God's image. And God is perfect. He doesn't do no wrong. So you are perfect. You just have to realize that perfectness within you. Or another way to say it is you have to understand the confidence and the power that you have within you. My goal is to awaken that confidence and that power within you, because you truly have the power of the universe within you. You have the power of God within you. You got to understand it, man. You are one with the creator. You are a creator. So let me help you create the life that you want to create. Let's do it together. So go check out infinityian.com. Everything that you need is going to be there. And I hope to see you there. I love you guys. God bless you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Whoosh.